What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, we got to talk about a Castlevania rumor that makes me very, very excited. There is, of course, the potential that it doesn't end up being real, but I have long said, and I think the writing is kind of on the wall, right? Silent Hill comes back, has come back a couple different times, and has not really ever hit until Silent Hill 2 Remake really knocked it out of the park, right? Metal Gear coming back and doing Metal Gear Solid 3 and seemingly going to do a very good job. Obviously, the jury's still out on that until August, but Konami has one more of these titans, and that's Castlevania, and it's something that I've talked about in these videos before, that I think that's a game franchise that they will try to bring back. And if they're going to follow what they've been doing with Silent Hill 2 and Metal Gear, both of them have that kind of like pillar, right, like the main push, which was the remake. Now Silent Hill is doing other stuff and really trying to continue to push it, right, make brand new things. Metal Gear has got to go a little bit slower without Hideo Kojima, right, has to try to do like a remake first and then maybe do a new game after that. Castlevania, I guess you could also really do either, right? Symphony of the Night is one that I've talked about. It's the most well-known, one of the higher received games, generally looked at as at least like a top 3 Castlevania game. I think that's the game to remake if you're ever going to remake a Castlevania, or you make a brand new one, or maybe you could do both of them at the same time, right? So let's look at this rumor, though. So it's from this website called Geek In Out. I've never actually heard of it. It doesn't diminish the quality, and it could very well still be true. I'm just throwing it out there. I've never actually heard of them, or at least I don't remember, but here's what they say. In recent years, Netflix has kept the franchise alive through animated series, but when it comes to video games, Konami has left the property dormant. However, that could soon change. Geek In Out has learned from sources with knowledge of Konami's plans that a new AAA game in the Castlevania series is in development and will be officially announced in 2025. And there you go. Pretty big. I mean, again, huge if true, at least for me. I'm not the biggest Castlevania fan, but I've given several games, a try. Never really gone through any of them from beginning to end, but really highly respect this franchise and will absolutely not only take new ones, but if that gives me the motivation and the push to go back and try, like that Dominus collection, I thought actually freaking rocked. They gave me a review code for that, and those games are incredible. And I'm disgusted with myself that I had never played them, before that. I've never really been. Symphony of the Night, a couple Castlevania games here and there. I've tried them, played a couple hours, put it down, picked it up, etc., etc. But this would be the push I need to go back and to also experience a new one. Now, they say, the AAA, like a new one. When I hear AAA, though, and you think about Castlevania in general, I mean, is Castlevania like a AAA series? I guess yes or no, depending on how you specifically look. I guess you have to really think about how Konami would look at it, right? I mean, it's a franchise obviously big enough that you can keep doing collections. You can keep kind of, bringing it back in that way. You can have Netflix series on it. The Netflix series, I've never watched it, but, you see like very high scores. So it seems like, it's continuing very well. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like the Lords of Shadow one. Oh, those are ones, by the way, I have played. The PS3 kind of era one. I do remember renting those games and playing them. I liked them for what they were. I think the second one was very much not received well. I don't remember them too much, but I do remember, going to Family Video and renting them and picking them up. So I would go back to play those, by the way. And when I hear AAA, though, I almost think of those, right? Like more like kind of like bigger budget, like Hollywood kind of ass. When I think about like Symphony of the Night, like if you're gonna remake it, is that like this big AAA, high budget game? I don't know. Like is Metal Gear Solid 3? Probably, right? Is Silent Hill 2? Probably. So maybe Symphony of the Night could also be considered. It depends on your definitions, depending on how you look at them. But I'm just trying to kind of read into it, right? Where if this rumor is right, is it a new game? Because initially, when the first time I read it, I think, okay, this is a brand new Castlevania game. But then you think about it and you say, well, if you were to remake Symphony of the Night, could you classify that as the same kind of definition, what they're saying? I think you probably could. I think those two things would kind of be the same thing. So we'll see. It doesn't actually matter too much to me because I think the strategy would still be the same. game. Just as we talked about, I think the only reason you're not seeing a brand new Metal Gear game is this is kind of like a test period, and Hideo Kojima is not attached, and just that kind of situation that Konami has with that. If he was not a part of it, if it was so separated, I think you would see not just Metal Gear 3, but you'd also see a brand new one, just like Silent Hill F, and The Short Message, and Silent Hill 2 Remake, amongst other games as well, Townfall, etc. I think that's the plan, is remake the classics. So for Castlevania, you got a couple of those, and then you could also just make a brand new one. That's 100% what I think the plan is eventually going to be. It's just when they actually announce it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.